Alright there, guys. My name's Bowsy, and today I have another podcast. Well done. We're actually doing a couple of these, so we're getting there. We're getting strong. Back in with my Brew Extra. We'll drink that in camera later on. And I've got a guest this time. Here's my guest here.
Morning.
How you doing, anyway? You alright?
How's life?
It's been not too bad. Just getting myself ready for the baby, as you know, and just plodding along, working, doing my usual crap, trying to make some podcasts. What about yourself?
Right. All the same. Overworked, underslept. Just want to eat takeaways, but didn't want to get fat as fuck. How do you do it?
Oh, I know. If we could come up for a reason behind that, we'd be the most successful men in the world.
See, if only Dynamite was one of your 5 a day.
Listen, it's meat. It should be protein. It should be good for you.
Well, somebody somewhere frowned upon it.
Oh no, that's a shame because it would be excellent.
Speaking of munching, is that jumper the one at your hamster ate?
I think. Wait a minute. I forgot to tell you that.
You did with that.
It's no this one. This one's all right. It was my wee cousin's hamster. Basically, I'd sitting on there, and then I was like, "What the fuck's this wee cunt doing?" I started eating my bastard and jumper.
It's harsh. Hamsters are cool wee things, man. I'll tell you a quick story about my brother had a hamster called Tickles, right?
Right.
It's just because it was a wee soft thing, but its bollocks were massive, like wee big. So they took it to the vet just to make sure it wasn't a tumour, eh? They're like, no, that's awesome. No. It's maybe 3/4 of the size of the hamster.
Aye.
Listen, it's just got big balls.
So the question is, was it called Tickles after its testicles?
Well, I never thought we'd tell you that, but now it gets even weirder because he was only like 5. My mum got a phone call for the school one day. Could you come into the school? And she was like straight away, oh, what have they been up to? What have they boys been doing? She went, your son's brought his hamster to school. Jordan took it in his pocket, over the moon so he was.
Fucking hell.
He was so happy with himself, man.
Oh.
Hamsters are always a good story, man.
Hamsters are good. Hamsters are class. They're just wee guys. Just wee guys cutting about, enjoying life.
It's mad how they can put all the food up the side of their mouths and that, eh?
You seen the one where the woman actually has to pull all the stuff out? And it's like a massive pile, nearly the size of the hamster.
That's impressive, like. That's impressive. What kind of pets do you had?
I've got 2 fish, that's about it. 2 fish, that's all I'm allowed. We're no home enough to have any pets, so I'm dealing with 2 fish.
That's the problem we have. Like my youngest boy, he's always at me. Can we get a dog? Can we get a cat? Can we get this? Can we that? We work shifts, eh? It's just no fair on them.
That's what we're like. It'd be left alone the full day itself, and then it was at night. But then all I'm going to do is find somebody to watch it, and then the dog becomes their dog, and no point, is there?
You're paying for somebody else to look after it.
Aye, I'll get attached. Like, for example, my brother used to work, and he used to have to keep the dog outside, and then the dog just started, well, not outside, I mean, like, outside his room, because he was working for him, and then the dog started getting attached to my ma, and then the dog became my ma's dog. So
I just had a picture of this dog just sitting outside the fish and rain.
Just waiting.
Greeting, hoping the neighbour feeds it ham.
Luckily enough, it was just outside the room. But it did get ham.
Oh, ham's good.
Ham is good. That's one of the top 10 things. Well, as in ham is in bacon, that's up there.
Aye.
Ham is in bacon's up there. That's up there, top 10. Top 10 of all time. Things that arouse me.
Yes. Every time we go to my nana's house, she makes bacon, right? And she burns it every time. But I've got that used to it. I actually enjoy it burnt now.
I see, I like, no burnt, but like right good crispy, the fat, right crispy, aye.
Aye, when you hit it off the table, it breaks. No, the table, the bacon.
The bacon. Because usually, see if I've got it, I take the bacon part, I take it off, and I take the top bit with the fat on it. I take the bacon bit out first, leave the fatty bit in, and then crisp it longer. That's my go-to.
I usually just cut the fatty bit right after. I don't eat it.
No.
But a day when it's day when it's crisp, a day.
Me
If
to
I'm making it
crisp up,
myself,
man.
then I just
No, I do. Take it off and just leave it in the pan extra couple of minutes and you're golden, man. It's your wee extra treat. Especially if you're putting on a piece, you get the good bits for the piece and the fatty bits for the side.
I knew this podcast was just going to turn into food. I knew it was going to just be
Aye,
like
aye.
a rigmarole of food, and all these people listening will be like, "That sounds all right, actually. Are we
That's
doing a
sweetie.
kebab? Are we rolling bacon? Oof."
Oh, I forgot to tell you, there was one guy that I used to work with, and I'm going to lean in this one because it's disappointing. He'd never had a kebab in his life. He was
What?
19, 20 years old and never had a kebab in his life. Aye.
I didn't understand that.
We asked him why, and he says because he doesn't want one. Just look at it, and I'm like, aye, that's why it makes you want to have one. People brought kebabs in for the night before, offering it to him. Pizza's offering it to him. Nah. Just refused to.
I'm just thinking that like the treacherous hangovers he's went through,
Aye,
and no had to indulge in doner meat.
that's the go-to. You finished the
What's your
pubs.
cure?
My cure has to be a Chinese.
Aye.
If I'm going for if the next morning, well, the next day, a Chinese. So my Sunday meal would be a Chinese. Chicken curry, chips. That'll do me. But they
See,
do
I'm
these
class pot with iron brew,
right.
and then I'll get a doner calzone, and I'll ask them to put korma sauce through it,
Ooh.
and I'll get a chili dip and a garlic dip, and I'll double dip. So technically it's triple dip before I start mauling it.
See, I would eat that the day of. The day of my drinking. Or I'd be like, see what the last thing before I go to bed. That kind of stuff.
Mm.
But the Chinese at my bitch just started doing these. It's like they're like pancake rolls, so it's like it's like a massive roll, but it's like seeing how the pancake rolls are like the what are they called? Vegetable spring rolls. They're like that.
Aye.
Inside it, it's cheese and chicken. So it's a chicken and cheese roll, and it's shit hot. Honestly, it's about the size of fucking, like the size of Shrek's finger, and it's just got chicken and cheese in it. What?
Just right for you there. Oh, huge one.
Honestly, and you just eating your curry and you just dip it in. Shit hot, man.
Right. See if we keep going on about food, we'll probably lose about 30 listeners by now.
Aye,
I'll go straight in with a different question here.
go for it.
Right, what did you want today as a job when you left school compared to what you do now?
Right. So, when I left school, I wanted to become a PE teacher. I went to college, done sports coaching and nutrition. Left there, went to work in a gym for years. Stopped that because I kind of almost went down that route. I went to then teaching adults instead of teaching kids, so it kind of was a similar but different. Because I found when I was at college, when I was doing the gym stuff, I found you're not actually helping people and seeing results in adults is actually better. So then I went down that route, and then over COVID that shut, and then I just started working with my dad in a quarry. So I started working outside, digging, tidying up, and now I do the weighbridge. So it's like all the computer side. I run like your crushing plants and run all that kind of side. So I'm more technology based. I can do the asphalt plant as well, so I can crush big stain that's about the size of, I don't know, like the size of a person, like height wise, about 6 foot by about 4 foot, into like wee tiny bits of dust, and I can also make stuff for the roads. So I'm a man of many talents.
That's one extreme to another, isn't it?
As what about yourself? Would you go for school?
I wanted to be a barber.
A barber?
I couldn't because my fingers are too big. Genuinely,
Ah,
my
right,
fingers are massive. I couldn't use the scissors,
right.
and if somebody asked me for a finger length hair, it's only about 3 inches long.
That's fair.
So I was
That's fair.
absolutely gutted. It's like I ordered my wedding ring not long ago, and I went in to get sized, and the woman brought out like the kind of wee ring with all the key rings on it, all the ring sizes, and she looked at me and laughed and went, "I better go and get the measuring tape." I was cheeky bastard. But my wedding ring finger is a Z plus 6.
Aye.
Aye, and then so you know what? Funny story actually. I ordered my wedding ring when I was in a jeweller's. I said, "Oh, could I get this?" They were like, "Aye." I said, "I just want the cheapest one you've got." They were like, "Oh, £70."
Aye.
Sound. But then I say, when she found out the size, she was like, "Well, for us to resize it, it would cost us 100. It would cost you 140." And I was like, "Wait, you're charging me double for this for one
Aye,
ring?"
for the ring, aye, jeez.
She was like, "Yes, because it'd be completely reshaped." And I was like, "Didn't worry about it." No, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was more the principle at this point.
Aye.
I went on a place, I went on a place called Titan Rings. Z plus 6, 50 quid, tungsten, both. There we
What's
go,
that?
sorted.
What's that one?
I just said, I wasn't bothered because I'll probably not wear a ring.
No.
We get married. No,
No, you're
I,
in, you're in a kind of out and about job, so when
I'm
you
an
use your
engineer
hands
now,
more,
so
aye.
I'm constantly. I've I witnessed somebody take their hands off because of a ring before.
That's fair.
So, oh, you know what? I'm laughing. I watched a guy, he got his finger sleeve and he was moving it about, and I was looking at it, and I didn't realise how white bone is
Aye.
until you see there's no skin on it, and I was like,
Oh,
ugh.
that's
It's,
mad.
he was in shock, but I think I was too because the first thing I said to him was, "Do you want a canny monster?" I didn't even want to give him to, which was even weirder.
That's madness. To be
Aye, man,
fair,
that's
I'm when I'm out and about, I'm cautious of that as well, so I just wear it in a chain. But when I'm inside
oh, fair.
the office, I wear it on my ring. Funny enough, I've not got it on now because I was washing dishes earlier on and chopping chicken, so I sat it at the side. I've not even got that on. I've not even got my watch on, so I feel bare. I
I'm
feel
washed
bare.
up like
You're always watched up though. You go to bed with a
I
watch
know.
on?
I do.
That's just because it doesn't feel right and you can't.
I feel like I'm off balance when I've not got it on.
Mm, mm. But you've got a good
Just
selection of watches, man. You're into collecting watches though.
watches are my thing. It's like I'm absolutely artistic as fuck for watches.
How many have
Something
you
so
got?
simple that probably like maybe 30, 40
Aye.
in total. I've got like your day-to-day ones, then I've
Mm-hmm.
got ones that are a bit higher end, I suppose, and then my you would class as luxury, I suppose, is
Mm.
like my Rolex and stuff.
Aye.
But I'd, I just love them, eh? My goal was always to get a Rolex, and I can remember like when I've set myself like life goals,
Uh-huh.
and then you set yourself small goals, and I think that's what keeps me motivated.
Aye.
I'm going straight down a rabbit hole here, like, but one of my life goals was to buy a Rolex,
Right.
and I bought my first Rolex second hand,
Right.
and it was off my pal's dad, and he basically he phoned me and says, "I've got this Rolex here. Do you want to buy it?" I says, "I'll come and speak to you." And then speak to him. He gave me a deal that I couldn't turn down. I took it,
That's fair. That's fair.
and then I ordered. I wanted to get my own first brand new Rolex after that
Right.
because I had this bug now. I was like,
Aye, that's fair. That's fair.
right, I've worked so hard to get this one.
Aye.
Let's see if I can do it again. And
That's
rightly
fair.
so, I did. I got another one, and it was like a sense of achievement.
Aye, that's fair. That's what you want to do. If you set yourself these wee goals, what's the point in stopping? If you'd have just stopped there and went, "That's me finished," it's like, well, what do you do now? Where's the next one? And the thing is, it's
Yeah,
not as if you're doing something that's harmless. You're not doing anything that's harmful to anybody. Well, you're collecting
no,
stuff and you can look at them and go, "This is class and this is class." And the thing is, you can pass them down. Do you know what I mean? Pass them down to the mains that's son to have.
that's what will happen. I think I did buy them to sell them. I buy them to keep them.
Aye,
And if anything was to happen to me, which obviously I wish wouldn't happen, the boys have got something that'll they'll know that I cherish,
aye, aye,
and
100%.
hopefully they do the same. Either that, they'll take them straight to cash and betters and get a couple of quid.
But even that, you've still gave them son a value. Do you know
Aye,
what I mean? That's like the
aye,
worst case
definitely.
scenario, but you know what I mean.
Aye, I'd come back to haunt them if that was the case.
Well, but that's
What
what
about
it is.
yourself? What kind of life goals do you set yourself?
Oh, so obviously I started off. It was all gym based stuff, That was where my head was. And then it started to go away from there, so obviously it's then started to become like family based stuff. So obviously to get engaged, to get married, to have a wedding. So we're getting a wedding. But then I'm going to start going back on myself. I'm going to start setting goals for me to get myself more fit. Because I was talking to a couple of guys that I used to do wrestling with, and I'd kind of tried to set my target as having one singular match in any wrestling company again, just to have one more match, just to go for there. So I don't know, we'll go for that. Another goal I've got myself is to be consistent. To be more consistent, I want to hit between 2 and 3 videos on YouTube, maybe a stream, and then try to churn out at least one podcast every single Sunday. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to hit that. Even, listen, if nobody listens to it, it's still good for me. I've done some of these during COVID and I've went back to them multiple times and watched multiple YouTube videos just for fun for myself. One of my pals actually started showing his Wayne's videos that we done like 10 years ago and saying, listen, it was me and my pals when we were younger, we done this, and it's good to see. So I just need consistency. That's what I'm building towards now. That's what I would say.
Class, man. Consistency is key.
Aye.
I also think paying your goals is key as well. Like,
Aye.
I think, see, if I was to sit static, I reckon I would probably die off.
Aye.
I'm constantly trying to better myself or learn something new or sink my teeth into something. Like, not long ago, I was like, I fancy 3D printing
I
actually.
can mind you saying that as well to me.
And Zoe was like, oh, here we go again. And now I've actually done really well with it.
I've seen a lot of the stuff
I'm
you've been posting on Instagram and stuff, man. It's class.
doing masks and stuff, which are cool as fuck, man.
Go and do me a favour. See the thing you showed me before we started doing this. Please show me that for this video. Wait there. I'm going to make your screen a lot bigger. Let's see the wee. I'll move myself there. Don't know if you can see that.
So it's wee hooks. So the idea of it is when you go to play football, you're at AstroTurf or whatever, and it's been raining. The last thing you want to do is lie all your stuff on the flare. So hang it up on the gate, and also this is for Kick Mental Health. This is a group I facilitate for. So it's always they do football sessions 3 times a week.
Aye.
The guys there will definitely benefit from that. Rather than putting their kit bags on the floor, they can have them levitated on the fence.
It's a class idea.
Fantastic. A simple idea.
Class idea, man. I'm not going to lie. See, when you showed me, I'm like, fuck, that is shit hot. That is a great idea. Because as it's left in the
I'll
ground,
get a couple out for you.
honestly, they're just left everywhere. I usually just leave stuff. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. I never told you this, did I? Just on the subject of fitness and stuff, because I have had to take a step back from it for the next couple of weeks. Because on the 28th of December, I went a night out and I was walking in Edinburgh. Do you know Edinburgh's all hills and curbs and it's all that kind of stuff? I went over on my ankle, twisted my ankle coming off a curb, and
Oof.
maybe about 2 weeks into January, I'm saying to myself, this is not getting any better. For the first 3 days, I couldn't walk, and then by January, just second week of January, I goes, right, I'm going to go get this checked. I went down, got it scanned, and the nurse told me, you've broke your ankle.
Oh shit!
So I've been walking about for like since 28th December with a broken ankle, and I didn't know until I went to the hospital.
So they're banging you in a plaster or?
No, they said, see if I went down the week that it happened, they'd have put a boot on me for 3 weeks, and then they would have took me out the boot to then get it moving. But because I just waited that long, she says, all you can really do is take painkillers and anti-inflammatories, and that's it.
Oh god. That's the story forever, eh?
I'm
that I went to
12 weeks, well, at the time when I went, it was 12 weeks, light duties, can't go to gym, can't run, and I can't tell you how hard that is trying to coach a football team. When people are kicking the balls about and they kick the ball at you and you need to stop, I'm like, right, I can't kick this back, so they need to roll it to them. It's heartbreaking. It's like, so frustrating. But I thought, fuck, I've not told him that. I've not told you I've done that.
As long as you're all in there for support with them, that's the main thing.
Aye. But that's, honestly, I couldn't believe I'd done that.
Brutal, man. Mate, it's mad that you've actually walked about for 3 weeks. And
That's what I says. I kept saying to him, like, nah, I've broke this. And then Nicola kept saying, nah, you wouldn't have been walking if you broke it. I'm like, oh no, this happened. The guy happened at my school. And then both, there we go. So I go to, at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's broke. But at the same time, I go to say, I told you so. I told you so.
but I'm not going to go along the full, my dog's bigger than your dog, but see when I broke my back,
Aye.
it was 2 weeks later I realised I broke my back when I couldn't feel my legs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's, it was about 2 weeks after I had fell. I realised I broke my back because I went to move and my legs didn't work.
Jesus.
Aye, man, that
How
was a
did you
dodgy
manage
situation.
that?
I was working, I used to fix buses and I was up on a bus that was up in the air.
Right.
And I was coming out, and I don't know what happened, but I put my foot in the ladder, and then the next thing I just heard a thud. And when I opened my eyes, I was like, whoa, what just happened there? So I just kind of wiggled my toes, wiggled my hands. I'm okay, got up. I came out the bus, but I landed on my head,
Ooh.
and then my body came down afterwards. But it was when my body clattered against the concrete, that's when it's obviously broken.
Aye.
And I got up, and the guy I was working with started shouting, "Zombie, zombie!" And I was like, he's talking to me. And he came in and he's patting me in the head. He's like, you're right, you're right. And he got loads of rags and made me a pillow and lay me back down, was rubbing my face saying, you're fine, man, you're fine. I says, I know. Like, what's going on here?
Aye.
I got up and I was like, oh, yeah, fuck, that was there. He says, I felt that.
Aye.
He says, you felt that? He says, you should have heard it. But it was obviously the echo of my head hitting the concrete.
Aye.
And then I came home and I said to Zoe, I says, listen, this is what happened today. And she went, why are you not at the hospital? I said, I'll be sound. She was like, I swear, you better not wake up dead during the night. And I went, what?
Fuck's sake.
Total wake up dead. But she didn't, she kept checking on me during the night, kept waking me up.
Aye.
You alright, you alright? Like, I'm fine, fine.
That's
Let me
been
fucking sleep. I'm
paranoid,
going
we.
to work tomorrow.
Aye.
And my granddad had phoned me. It was a Saturday night. He says, oh, listen, son, I'm going to go through to IKEA tomorrow. You want it? I said, I don't know. I said, I better ask the gaffer. So I turned around and says,
Aye.
so you want it for IKEA? Oh, well, if you're gone,
Aye.
obviously the full list.
Yep.
And on the Sunday, he phoned me on the Sunday, sat up, went to turn round, and I was like, oh, well, I must have been sleeping very weird.
Aye.
So I pushed my legs with my arms, and they put them on a flare. And I went to stand up, and there were just nothing there.
Ooh.
So I held onto the windowsill on the side of the bed, and I woke Zoe up. I says, I can't feel my legs. What do you mean? I said, I've got no feel in my legs. My mum had hurt herself a while beforehand, and she had left crutches here. So
Aye.
we got the crutches. I was up and down, and I think I was 6 weeks without proper feeling.
Aye.
There was niggles here and there. I actually spent 6 weeks on the couch just
Fuck's sake.
watching TV series.
Aye.
Zoe was going to work, and I can remember this is how I ended up involved with Kick Mental Health because
Aye.
I didn't usually vent all stuff
Aye.
on like social media, but I wrote how depressed I was and how this was holding me back and whatever else.
Aye.
And they came in where my life was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys I used to work with, Jay, he got in contact with me and was like, "Oh, come to Kick Mental Health," and I was like, "Nah, I'm not interested." No, I said aye, but in my head I says I'm not interested. I'm not getting
Aye.
involved with groups because I didn't want to tell them how I'm feeling.
Aye. It's fair.
He pestered me that full week, and I eventually went on the Thursday, and I says I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just going to sit with my camera off and I'm just going to listen. And then the guy who started it, Ali messaged me. Hey, Ali said to me the other night, he was like, "Right, Liam, how are you?" And I was like, "Fuck's sake." I started speaking to him, and then that was me.
Fuck's sake.
But then eventually, I think it was a week after that, I had been through to Glasgow to get a scan on my back,
Uh-huh.
which they gave me two of the gown things, right? And I didn't think much of them, but I didn't realise my arse was hanging at the back. So I'm walking through, and I was like, "This is freezing," and I just thought it would cover.
Aye.
No, it wasn't even big enough. My arse was out. There's people just staring at me. I'm plodding along, crutches, fucking big gorilla back and hairy arse everywhere. In shambles. But I came home, I got sent to a physio. Her name was Penelope. This wee tiny woman. She must have weighed about 3 stone soaking wet.
Aye.
She was like, on the bed. And I was like, oh shit,
Huh?
she means business. On the bed, she fucking pulled the trousers off me, sitting there with the Jeff out and everything. But she, like, my ass up in the air. And I just watched her, like, this might be maybe made up my imagination, but I'm sure she jumped the height, and just elbow dropped me. And straight away I could feel it, I just thought to myself, Ken, she is like John Cena.
That's class.
Or she was actually more like Rey Mysterio, just flying through the air. But I
Fucking hell.
got my feeling back, and I was good after that. All good.
That's
She was
mad.
definitely a wee alien or something. So.
Aye, to do that, that's madness.
What's your thoughts on aliens, actually, since we said alien there?
Aliens, well, listen, we can't be the only people cutting about here. Every
Totally
single
agree.
planet that's here, there must be something fucking there. Maybe no nearby, maybe no be like. I don't expect it to be like the aliens that you see all the time on the telly. But listen, it could just be
Aye.
like fucking wee space rabbits or something like that, do you know what I mean? There's some other form of life out there. Intelligent or not, there's some sort of life.
I reckon we're probably the least intelligent out of them all.
Listen, it could be. By no fault
That's
of
just,
their own.
no fault of it. I believe there's probably government bodies that are definitely a lot more intelligent than we are,
Aye.
know a lot more than we do.
Oh, aye. Oh, aye. Listen, you
Um,
start going down like how all these pyramids were like laser point,
oh,
like to the degree,
I
and
love
all
the
facing the
pyramids.
same way, and it's like how is this fucking possible? And having all these primitive tools, no. And they were cutting through stone that was too hard to cut through. That they used that stone to cut through other stuff with precision
That's
again,
mad. Yeah. I believe the pyramids are actually towers. I don't believe they're pyramids.
right?
And the reason I say that is, if somebody is high and mighty, you would you you would like, automatically say they are above you.
Aye,
So why would they be at the base of the pyramid
aye,
rather you
at the
at the
top,
top of the pyramid?
aye, just true.
So I reckon take that sand away and that tunnel's that pyramid's going to be a height.
Aye. As well as have you seen the stuff today with the Sphinx as well? Big massive body,
You,
wee tiny head. They've said that they've
uh,
reconstructed the head based on a human rather than what it was before. That as well.
well, they believed it was a that it was a cat that ruled everybody in Egypt,
Aye, aye.
or the Sphinx. I love all that. I find myself in the Instagram short. Is it shorts or reels?
is, is it reels? No, short. Oh, it's YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. That's what it is. That's what it is.
No, I find myself like proper indulging them, and then I'll come away from it.
Aye,
Well, because it was the same way, like guys talking about not so much Earth being flat, but Earth having endings, like, and going over the ice wall.
right.
I don't know if you've seen any of that.
Not seen that.
No, and it was at one point the map, everybody was a lot closer than we are now.
Aye,
Every country
aye.
was more connected, and we're broken away. But this guy believes because you're not allowed to fly over the South Pole.
Right.
But why is that?
Oh, that's true.
Now
What?
they'll put it down to signaling issues. But for me, the South Pole is a small part of the globe. If you continued past the South Pole, you would head back up to the North Pole.
Aye.
The Earth is meant to be round. So why can we no fly at the South Pole?
That's weird.
Ah, honestly. fucking
That
drags me
is
in every time.
that is weird as well. Think of some sort of fucking sun down there.
Well, if
Or
mate,
over there.
I'll go back to the full nonsense again. I just kind of get sucked into. But there's always been talks, say, like dragons and stuff.
Aye.
Right, there always is. Now, if you look at a T-Rex's skeleton, they weren't wee arms, they were wings.
Yes, I've seen that as well. Yes.
Like I believe that they were the dragons. They weren't T-Rexes. How they perceive them.
Aye.
And there's a lot of like ancient scriptures where you see the man chasing a dragon away.
Mm.
Now they passed that ice wall. Then have they been pushed behind the ice wall because have they frozen behind there, or I don't know, man. I just get it pains me inside knowing all this, or not knowing it
Aye.
all.
Aye. It's a weird one.
Dinosaurs. As once again, I always
No.
think that dinosaurs were extinct before we were here.
But
But inside the pyramids, there's pictures of people, like things that look like people
aye.
and dinosaurs,
Aye.
but they're the same height in the pictures.
Apparently there's
What?
meant to be big people, wouldn't there? Tall people.
No, that's it. Were we giants beforehand?
I don't know. But then again, there's like there must have been some sort of civilization before us that were here, or came for came to here, or was there higher intelligence here first that left? Were we the
Uh,
pet? Were we the pets? Were we like you're walking about? There's a fucking chicken. Were we like shit like that? Just we cunts cutting about like that for amusement?
maybe. It has to be. Or the aliens came down to see if they could sign on, but the fucking line was too big.
But it's mad. I do believe there's some mad shit out there. Were they
There
here
is.
first? Were
I'm
they there?
so. Were they here first, or did they come after us?
Did they bring us here? I don't know.
And then you goes back to religion. Like, who do you believe was here first?
Aye.
Uh, oh, I could be into this all day, man. I love it.
There's so
I
much to
didn't
do.
get any answers.
Do you know what the thing is?
Uh,
My pal Pierce loves this as well. So see when I get him on, the three of us need to do like an in-person one because he lives for this shit and all.
Mate, that sounds like a bottle of rum, pizza, and I
Yes.
sit down like that. That's exactly what I'm talking
Aye.
about.
That's the kind of stuff. You go down the hole and don't come back.
Aye, the lights coming through the windows, and you're like,
But
what's going on here?
that's
7 in
what
the
it is.
morning, will you shut the fuck up?
12-hour podcast.
Honestly, it's sometimes like things happen in the world, right? And so I don't follow any news. Like, I'm actually a bit of a strange character. I don't follow
right.
any news.
Right.
Any like news pages or that, I don't follow. I just unfollow them or block them on Facebook
Fair.
because I feel like stuff is put in there because people want you to. I don't know who, but somebody wants us to be scared.
It's I get what you mean. It's everything's propaganda basically. It's like what they
Mm-hmm.
put out is what they want you to believe, and they want you to feel a specific way based on what they put out. I do agree with that. It's like
Aye.
it's all worded to hit you a specific way and to make you feel a specific way about it. You could take any story, word it different, and it could mean something completely different. And that's I agree with you there. I do.
I try to stay away from it. Like my dad, he watches the news and panics, and I'm like, "What are you panicking for?" Oh, this is going to happen. And I say, "Says who?
Aye,
The sun, because the sun has told you that the world's going to blow up in 36 days. That's gospel."
but the
He's like,
thing is,
what?
see all these companies. The big thing they go with is controversy makes money. That's why they get it. If it's no something big's going to happen, then you know it's like if you don't read this, you will shit yourself. You're like, oh fuck, better read this. Don't I shit myself? That's how they get
Well,
you.
I would happily shit myself. I have done before. Mind that day we were drinking Long Island iced teas, I came home and shat myself in the shower.
Forgot about that.
Mate, it was just a party.
It's because
Honestly, I just
you didn't read it. That's what it is. You didn't read that.
that must have been the paper that day. Just
Aye, that's what it is.
that full experience. It was the long Island iced teas
They
because
were
you came in
good
them. You're
though.
like, oh, they were beautiful, man. But I shouldn't have drank as much.
Aye, but we were drinking that, and we were drinking rum as well, and we were drinking other stuff.
I had a
That
bottle
was
of
good.
milk fast with me as well.
Aye, that was a
But
good night.
I just thought it was a great night. But
That was a good night. It
I
was
thought it was a fart, man.
a good laugh.
The following day, £100 on Just Eat, and I ate nothing.
Really? Oh man,
Aye.
that is the epitome of heartbreaking. See, the whole fact that you just couldn't eat, that's soul destroying. I've dropped the
My
battery,
neighbour
that's
down
all.
the road, he had popped in and he
Aye.
came in to see me and he looked at him and walked. He says, "Smells good in here. But you look like shite." I says, "But like, go through it. There's loads of takeaway stuff there." I says, "Take a lot," and he came through. I had ordered like £40 worth of Domino's, 20,
Oh
£30
fuck.
worth of McDonald's, and then like a munchie box and a calzone later on. And he just walked out proud as anything. Oh,
Fucking hell, man.
still to this day, it upsets me actually.
Aye, that would. That would.
But my neighbour, he's brand new. Like I get on great with him. Like my 30th birthday party, I came home and fell asleep,
Aye.
and I had ordered a pizza just before it, and he seen the pizza guy come to the door, so he came to my door, just picked it up, and left. He pissed and ate it.
That's class, man. That is class.
And he had the cheek to ask me where I got it from.
Really? Fucking hell.
Assholes. What
Oh.
what made you decide to start the podcast again?
I was just sitting one day. Well, to be fair, I'd listened to the ones previously, and then it was at Christmas time. I'm like, right, I want to improve my setup. I want to get some better stuff. So I went out and got a
Oh yes.
new mic. I'll put that back there so you can hear me a bit better. So I got myself a new mic, and I'm like, this is the shit that people use in podcasts. So I might as well start using it for that and get my money's worth of it. Do you know what I mean? Went and got a
Yeah.
new camera as well. So I thought, as well as fucking going for it rather than just half-arsing it. If I go for podcasts, it's easy to listen to. You can listen to them back yourself. You know what I mean? You don't need to be watching it on YouTube if you get 2 minutes spare. I've had a couple of messages from people saying, "Oh, listen to your podcast. This is funny. I like this bit," and "Oh, I've not listened to it all, but I need to do this and that." So I see fucking 7 folk that I know already listen to it. It's fine. Do you know what I mean?
It's bringing in the audience, and it's like I speak about anything, and I'll
Aye,
talk a lot of shite,
aye,
and I think some people like that.
aye,
Other
aye,
people like just a solid subject. Like I'm going to speak about the UFC or the
aye,
Earth,
aye.
but
Would you go for that? But different bits of them. That's why I
for
like
me, is
this setup. See the whole fact that I'm coming in here blind. You're the person that knows what the subjects are. Do you know what I mean? I like that because it's different to me. It intrigues me about it as well. Plus, it's less planning for me.
variation is the key. I think
Aye, aye, hundred
'cause you
percent.
don't know what's coming next.
No, that's what makes it
What's the
exciting.
see? Obviously, your first time dad.
Yes.
What's your biggest fear?
Um, just basically how gentle the ween is.
Don't know.
Like I don't want like. Do you know what I mean? You're like fear to touch it in that
I
way.
know
Do you
that
get what I mean?
fully.
That's
No,
what I
hundred
would say.
percent. My f- when I had my oldest son, my first boy,
Aye,
my first child,
aye,
I can remember like holding him very soft and like, oh, I need to watch what I'm doing and
aye,
whatever else. And the midwife said to me, "Are you all right?" I says, "I'm absolutely shite myself." She says,
aye,
"I promise you, if you were to drop that baby, as long as you protected his head, he'd be fine." It's like, right, I'm still not going to do that.
aye, aye.
Second child came along, honestly, just flung him about, don't give a fuck. It's totally fine. And then the third one, she's, oh, goodness. You found out what he's having.
Aye, wee lassie.
So yeah, I pray for you already. They are fucking crazy.
I can imagine.
Mine's is anyway. She's batshit mental, man. She's the most beautiful little thing ever. Honestly, I feel like I just having the boys. I felt whole. Right, I was happy, and
Aye,
I had my boys.
aye,
Then I had my daughter, and it was just something different.
aye,
Right, there's nothing better than when she comes in, cuddles in. The boys will still come for a cuddle. Again, I still love them the same,
aye,
but she looks at you to be a protector, whereas the boys are
aye,
like, I'll do mine thing.
aye. No, I agree. That's. I was saying, Nicholas, I could have been harsh. Like I could see myself being harsher on a boy, saying like, "Oh, you can't do that, you can't do that." But then, no, we're having a wee lass. It's like, stop shouting at me, Nicola. She can burn the curtains if she wants. You know what I mean?
I say, growing up with the boys, like, so when I met Zoe, I had Rory, and we were in Calendar Park, and we were walking, and Rory started running, and he fell, and he smashed against the concrete,
Aye,
and she went to run after him, and I grabbed her and I says, leave him. And you could see her totally confused.
aye,
Like, why are you doing that? And he got up, and I says, you alright, champ? Aye, that was quite sore. Brushed his face, got the stains off his hands. I says, you good?
aye.
Aye, where you go? Then I explained to her, I says, listen, if you run to them every time they fall,
They're going to expect
they'll
it.
be expecting it the next time.
Aye,
And I've been the same with Blaine, but with Robin, every time she falls, I catch her.
aye.
Honestly,
That's fair. That's
it's
fair.
once again, she's probably tough as anything, but it's the princess treatment.
Aye.
She will have you wrapped around your wee finger,
Oh, I already know that.
like
I know that's going to happen straight away, man. Honestly,
they're amazing wee things. Like
I can see
just
that's going to
enjoy
happen, man. It's good.
your sleep the now.
I'm not even sleeping the best of the room, man. Aye. Don't know
He's
if
fully prepared.
um almost fully there. We've got the bedroom sorted. Get bits and bobs. I'm still got to put two gates on. One at the bottom of the stairs, one at the top of the stairs. Um, all we're needing really for our bedroom is just a mattress, obviously because it's a bed. So we've actually used the same crib or cot that I had as a wean, my brother had as a wean, and my wee cousin. So it's like a family home.
Oh,
Like
nice
it was
man.
actually like a handmade one we got made for us. It's kind of handed down. So it's I didn't want to just have one for the sake of it, because it means a lot more. It's special. Do you know what I mean?
You need to start flinging Nicola's clothes into it, just leaving them there.
Uh-huh.
And the reason for that is the baby will sit on the bed better because you can smell its mum.
Don't even think of that.
Aye. So uh, all the kids, it was just an old jammy top, and it was going to
Aye,
be going in the washroom. Stick it under the mattress,
aye.
and the scents there, so the wee ends would settle so much better.
I didn't even think of that. Makes
Mate,
sense. Aye, makes a
there's
lot
so
of
much that
sense.
you don't know as a first time dad until it comes to it, and you're like, why did I not try this to start with?
Aye, it's a learning
The
experience,
weirdest
isn't
thing is, the weirdest thing is when the latch onto your nipple. You're like, get it off.
it? But you had no problem with
It'll
me doing
happen.
that to you,
Aye, but it's that's no weird.
though.
There was consent there.
No, aye, of course.
Ah, so strange, man. So
Ah,
strange.
can imagine.
Hey, how long are you going to take? You going to take weeks off? So you're prepared?
So, when do you finish up, Nicola? She's got to finish up the 28th of this month. I'm going
Oh
to
shit.
finish. I'm going to try to finish up as close to the day as possible because I only
Hmm.
get 2 weeks off. Then I'm going to take a further 2 weeks holiday as well. So I should have about a month off in total. But then, like, I've got a lot of family that stay nearby that can still help. And Nicola's mum only stays just down the road. So, well, 15, 20 minutes away. So,
Just bear in mind that when your company puts you through maternity or paternity, sorry,
Aye.
if they offer you the 2 week government payment, is only £90.
I think yours is full pay for the 2 month, 2 week,
Right.
2 week full pay.
As long as so, I got told this the last time. It's full pay. It's full pay. And I got £90, and I was like, "Are you joking me?"
That's stupid, man. How do they expect you to end with £90?
Mate, honestly, the price in it. We went shopping. So Zoe ordered in Iceland. We like going to Iceland because they like the my protein meals and
I like the
the
food
TGI
warehouse.
stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff in there, aye.
So she was. I think she said she spent £85 there.
Uh-huh.
Then we went in at Lidl's the day, and we were a further. Is that further 80? So there's £160 2 days on shopping.
Aye. That's you
Fair enough,
goose.
that's a family of five. But imagine, I couldn't even afford that if you were to
Aye.
do that because you're still your gas, your electricity, your social life because
I
nothing
know.
is cheap anymore.
No.
It's the price of it. The price of everything. Starbucks and Costa and stuff. See that
Aye.
stuff? That's frightening.
Oh, fuck, aye. Like I was saying, it makes me sound so old. I was saying just the other day about how when I was 18, like that's what it sounds, it makes me sound like pure old. When I was 18, I could go to the pub, the local pub in Airdrie, and get a pint for £2. Now you're talking about 5, 6, 7. I'm only talking about like a pint of tenants. It's not as if it's like a fancy beer, fancy lager. £2 was a pint in the Witherspoons in Airdrie. Now I think the cheapest pint in Airdrie for that is probably about £4 for a tenants, which is double price. It's fucking mental.
But the cost of the cost of living is almost doubled, but everybody's wages on it.
Aye, I know. Fucking sickening.
It's madness. When I was an apprentice, I was getting like £4 an hour.
Uh huh.
There's apprentices nowadays right enough getting a tenner now.
Aye.
So that's doubled. But so has the price of your gas and electric. When we
Aye.
moved in here, we were £75 for the month.
Mm.
We're now £280 a month.
So it gets you, man. It's how fucking. It's a pain in the fucking arse. That is pish.
This is becoming an adult. I didn't sign up for this.
No, and hang on, I see when you're younger, like I can't wait to grow up. I can go do this and do that, and you don't think about all of the add-on stuff. You know what I mean? See if you offer now, you can go back. You can get everyone paid for you, and you can sit in the house. You can just play all your games.
The life.
You know what I mean? It's fucking pish. I keep saying I need to win the lottery, but I've never even put a fucking line on.
Aye, man, I do a lot of complaining about no winning the lottery for a man that just puts it on.
I've already got it spent. I've not even put it on.
I still see if I was to win. Genuine question here. What would you buy first? Like, where are you going?
See, if it depends on winning. How much am I winning? Is it just a wee bit, or is it like the
Hun-
Euro Millions?
Go 100 mil.
100 mil. I'm personally spending that. I wouldn't just go chuck it and go balls to the wall and go mental. I would buy or build a semi-big house, not too big, because sometimes you build them, they're too big, and they're just fucking too big. You've got rooms for nothing. Big enough house, and then I would start to get into more business. I would leave my work just now, and then I would go further into business. I would probably put more money into this to have like a big room where we're doing this in person. I would then start to go more extravagant with videos, just basically to entertain myself and do that. I would always love to buy like a bar or a pub or a restaurant.
Mm.
I would love to start my
Be
own
good.
wrestling company. Stuff like that
Oh
is
yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Fun stuff like that, but that's probably what I would do. Main gym, main sauna. Private, of course. Only for use for friends.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. I mean, I'd probably just nip into the shop and buy a vape because I think they taste good.
That's fair. Would you buy an expensive vape or would you buy a normal vape?
Aye, man, I'd maybe go for the quad one. See, it's got the four flavors
Aye.
and
And
properly live on the wild side. And then come home, tell Zoe would she she'd probably be like, "Well, can we get the painting done in the back room now?" Oh,
See,
I would see where
immediately.
I am though. I'd maybe like see if my neighbours want to move out and just make their house into a garage.
Aye, that's fair. That's fair. Just buy the house off them at a fair rate.
Uh,
That's fair.
I would, you know what I would do though? I'd buy £1 million worth of fucking
Scratch cards.
bulldozer, go right through the side of Aldi.
Aye.
Oh, they bastards! I used to work with them.
Ah, right.
I'm just going to fly right here. I'm not intending on doing this, Aldi, all right? Before you take me to the police. But I used to work for them,
Right.
and when my oldest boy wasn't born at the time, and I was talking to him about paternity, and they says, if we phone you when you're off, we expect you to come in.
Aye.
And I went, okay, what? See you later. Gave them my keys, and I walked out, and they kept my wages, £1,400, and I was like, no. I got a company vehicle today. They bought me a push bike. But I argued it. They were like, no, you weren't here this time, and you weren't here for this. And I was like, fucking what?
That's no right. That
One
is no
point in time, I'm going to get it all ironed out. But I was absolutely raging.
right. Aye.
And then every time I went in after that, they were like, oh, you coming to work with us? I was like, no, no, I'm not. Cheers.
That's fair. That's fair, man. Fuck that shit.
What jobs have you done that you've hated? Have you done any retail?
To be honest, I went from school to college to the gym to my current job, so I've not really done much. I helped out in a warehouse for like 2 weeks, but that was with my pal. That wasn't too bad. So I've been blessed with having all right jobs. To be fair, that's the thing. Because I usually had a job for ages, and then personally, I probably still would have been in the gym now if it wasn't for COVID. But I'm in a better paying job, and I'm 2 minutes down the road, so it's 100 times better.
Oh, that makes life a bit easier. I worked in Iceland after Aldi. I just done the shop jobs when I was at college,
Aye.
and Iceland was amazing, man.
Iceland is one of the better
Aye.
pairs. That's why I told them one of the better atmospheres.
Oh, what a laugh I used to have. Me and a guy who used to work with in Aldi, he came to see me when I started working in Iceland. He says, oh, you seem to enjoy it in here. I says, aye. You want a job? And my manager was kind of standing behind the till, and he was like, do you want a job? We've got another one there. And he started working with us the following week. He's now a manager there. He stayed there and he became a
Aye,
manager and he's running a store and stuff. Aye, man,
that's
what a
decent.
laugh we had.
That's decent.
Oh, he was going to work knowing he was in. It wasn't like a day at work.
Aye, aye. You get to see that they work friendships. They're fucking. They're
Uh,
shit hot, man.
I nearly actually broke my foot working in Iceland because we got an order of the turkeys
Uh huh.
and I don't know why, but was it, we were taking all it was like the rubbish out,
Uh huh.
so it all goes into a freezer bin,
Aye.
and there was one of the big turkeys that had been burst, so it was in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
I picked it up and went to kick it.
Oh,
The pain, just like kicking concrete.
fucking
Absolute stupidity. Limp my boot like a short turkey.
hell. Oh,
Fuck. What's your next goal for the podcast? What do you want to do next?
right. So this will be episode 4. So the next one will be a mini milestone. It'll be episode 5. Um, I want something fun for it. I want something fun. I've got my laptop so I can take it on the go. I can find an area. What do I want? I want to do a multi-person one again. I've done multi-person with the
Yeah, you
B3, so I want multi-person again with this.
sit down Indian meal with 4 people. Record it.
Shoot.
That's all right. That's all right. Just make sure they've got a plug close by just in case the laptop runs out of charge.
Oh, my one would. Mine's is a fucking. Mine's is built not to be away for the plug. It's basically.
Ah, right.
Aye, that's what it's a gaming one, so it's built to be plugged in. 2 minutes. You get a charge enough to take it from here to upstairs. You get more than that, but if you get what I mean. It's one of them
You
ones.
want to show it back. That'd be, see something like that. That'd be, or like a carpool.
Aye. So many ideas. I want a good couple of these. Then obviously I've got the YouTube channel for outrageous ideas. Which you should. Well, I was going to say you should stop by, but you're already doing it. You're right here. Oh wait there. There. I couldn't find where you are.
I don't know where I am. I'm somewhere.
Point down the way. Point to your right. Point down to that corner. That's where I'm at. Wait there, actually. Right, go to the right. Wait there. Go right to the corner of the camera.
I'm going to touch tips.
That's us touching tips. And on that note, that's us done 55 minutes and 60 seconds, so 56 minutes in. What is your closing debates and your closing question to finish us off?
I'll try to keep some. I've got a couple of things there we'll continue this on another episode. I think if I start these, we'll be into the couple of years.
Well, I'll bring you back on the same time I bring Pierce in, and we'll do some mad, like, big stuff.
Yes.
That's what we'll do.
Conspiracy as fuck. I love that shit.
That'll be a good episode.
Mate, I'm all for that. Just trying to do something.
He's gone silent.
I know, I'm trying to think. You can't hear that space in the middle because people will be like, is my radio broke?
Have you ever seen the episode? Do you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I've never seen it.
Right. There's an episode where they do a podcast, and basically, see, anytime there's just silence, Danny DeVito just goes, dead air. It's dead air. Like dead air. He just keeps saying it. It's funny as fuck.
Danny DeVito's the man. What is your favourite series of all time?
Oh. Right, that's
or
a good
film.
question. Film?
This has made it even harder.
Right.
Film or series?
It's an easy one. My favourite film of all time is Back to the Future. I don't class it as one film. I class the trilogy as a whole because you can watch it from start to finish, and it's a one.
Aye.
Yeah, apart from obviously the actress in the first film being different for the rest, but you can watch it a continuous playthrough and it would seem like a continuous film. TV series, you go down a couple of different routes. I love Doctor Who, I love the sci-fi, I love all the conspiracies, that kind of all feeds into that. If you go comedy, I love the likes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Absolutely hilarious teleprogram. If you've not seen it, which he says you didn't, you really need to go watch that.
I'm going to actually... Is this on Netflix?
Yes. So there's a couple of episodes banned because the blackface. Let me just say that. There's a couple of episodes banned because of that. One of the episodes being that they make Lethal Weapon 5. And they play the part. It's like, I'm not going to play the character without playing the character. So that's why it does it. Phenomenal. First series. Please. The first series is a bit iffy. Once Danny DeVito comes in, that's when it starts to go mental. It's about a group of 3 pals and 1 sister.
There's 16 seasons, man.
Aye, it keeps going. They're filming new stuff now.
I don't know why I'm playing with Vaseline.
That's how you get ready for later.
I've got ready.
Trust me, first season's a bit iffy, but like the very first episode is called "The Gang Gets Racist," so that kind of tells you roughly where it's going to go. Very good TV show. It's funny. It's different humour. It's stupid humour, but it's stuff that you just keep watching. Basically, 3 pals and 1 of their sisters. What? Nicola says you like Dennis because Dennis is a very a sadistic man. He kind of like, best way to describe it is if everyone's going his way, it's fine. He manipulates people to do what he wants, and he doesn't like it to be any other way than that. Danny DeVito in it is just, he's a millionaire, but he lives in squalor because he enjoys his life better. Charlie Day is just there, he's just enjoying life. He just kicks about and does what he wants. And then there's Mac, who was a man they thought was gay, who denied he was gay, and then became gay. So it's quite good.
So they virtually bullied him into being gay.
Well, they says, listen, we know you're gay, because at one point he designs a bike that he has in his room called the Ass Blaster, so that when you're pedaling and you get to the point where you really want to sit down, a wee fist pops up, shoots you in the ass, just to give you a gentle knock up so you stand back up. So it's a dildo bike, and it's just constantly doing that. In his bedroom, and that's it. And he'd no bed. It's like, where's your bed? He goes, I didn't have room for the ass blaster, so in his bedroom was just a dildo bike.
That's amazing.
It's so funny. There's so many different
I'll need to get that a bash.
It gets better as it goes on. The first series is a bit iffy. Once Danny DeVito comes in it just goes fucking shit hot. But that's my hot take. And they do podcasts in it because they think anybody can do a podcast, so they do a podcast, and it's just, honestly,
Danny DeVito's the man, eh?
That is my favourite thing I've ever seen him in. My favourite thing I've seen him in. My favourite thing I've seen Charlie Day in. Because he doesn't just go like, right, I'll reserve myself. Like, there's one episode where Frank, which is his character, wants to find out what his company think him. So he spies on them, but he hides inside the couch. But you can physically see the couch, and then they're like, who's that guy in the couch? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no guy in the couch. And they're like, no, there's physically a guy in the couch. And he cuts himself with it. He's like, it's like he's roasting. He's covered in sweat and he's got no clothes on. You just see his arse cheeks walking away. And it is fucking hilarious, man. He goes full in on the character. Honestly,
I'll need to get that a watch, man.
He commits to it. He's class in it. Nicholas' favourite character is Dennis, because he's very manipulative and he likes to get his own way and he sleeps with women. But my favourite's either, I like Frank and I like Charlie. Mac's good as well. The lassie in it, you need to take the lassie with a pinch of salt. The way, if you can watch it one or two ways. When you see D, you can think of this as a lassie trying to be funny, so you go, or you can think of this as an actress that's trying to play a lassie that's trying to be funny so hard that it's unfunny that it's funny. You get what I mean? It's like so much like they're trying so hard that it becomes funny because it's not funny. That's the way you need to watch your character.
I do need to watch this, man. I need to watch this.
Honestly, if you're free now, stick an episode on and message me and tell me how good it is.
I'll go straight up the stairs. I think as long as she's not watching a night agent without me, because there will be flying headbutts if that's the case. But otherwise, I might just bang an episode on.
Honestly, like, again, there may be about 20-30 minute episodes. Because it's old, it's in like the old boxed in. It's like, I can't remember the aspect ratio, but it's like old. But watch it and it gets so much better as it goes on. There's an episode where they go to Ireland and everything, and Dennis hides behind a painting, and you can just see like the eyes moving like side to side, and the painting and all that. It's like Scooby-Doo shit. Honestly, it's so fucking outrageously funny.
The old stuff's the best stuff, eh?
Honestly, watch that. It's just and as soon as you get that, then you'll binge watch the full thing.
I'll start that. I'll get that started ASAP.
Good man. But for myself, that is the podcast finished. What about yourself?
Take it easy, man.